There we go. All right. I think everyone has to accept that. Got it. All right. So yeah, we'll get started. Thank you everybody for joining. We're very excited about this year's festival. And there's some changes, but it's still going to be a really great day at the lake. One of the big reasons we wanted, oh, are you waving, John? Oh, no. Okay.
We got a glare on our screen.
Oh, okay. So you had something to say. So one of the big reasons for us hosting this meeting is, to give you an idea of some changes you'll be experiencing this year, and also to welcome any newcomers that might have no idea what this festival is all about, and you want to learn a little bit more and hopefully join us. So this year's festival is taking place on Sunday, July 10th. It's at Lake Lenape West, where if you have participated previously, it has been on the east side of the lake. So we're on the complete opposite side of the water. The address is 6303 Old Harding Highway. All of this will be communicated via email to all of the participants prior to the day. And the parking will now be off-site rather than right in front of the lake. And there will be a jitney shuttle service available. So we will have times for setup for any vendors, and even for teams can actually come on Saturday if they want to set up their tents and leave some things. And then of course, early on Sunday morning as well. But then we will need all vehicles out of the area by 8 a.m. For a registration to get started at 8, and then the races to begin at 9. We are still working on the exact location of the parking. And then we will have some spots available right inside the park, which we're going to be offering VIP parking spots for $20 a spot. And again, we'll do a post and an email blast about those as we get closer to reserve those spots in advance. And please, anyone stop me at any point if you have any questions or anything to say or add to what I'm talking about. I just have a whole lot of notes here I'm going from. So we will have practice schedules like we always do. The 4th of July is the Monday before the race this year. So the practices will start on Tuesday, the 5th. We'll have time slots available Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 5:30 to 7:30. And then Saturday, we have time slots available all day from 9 to 4. And again, we'll have setup available that day as well. Okay. So as always, we do have food available at the festival. We'll have some food trucks. Essel's will be there. We're hoping Vagabond. We have a hot dog and pretzel cart. We will not be offering the seafood boil this year, but Essel's will be offering some seafood on their menu at the food truck. Right. In the past, we've also hosted a beer garden, and this year we won't be doing the garden, but we were lucky enough to secure Cape May Brewery as our beer sponsor. So they'll have a tent and they will be offering all different varieties of beer at the tent. So, and of course, Tito's will be there again too. We were lucky enough also to secure with Hard Rock, who are one of our top sponsors for this event. They'll be providing a Rockstar hydration station to make sure that everyone can get water while they are there. So that is awesome that they have offered that to us, and we're excited.
Jess, is that water, are they paying for that water, or are they just giving that water out?
They're going to be bringing branded water and selling it for $1 per bottle. And then the proceeds will come to CSC.
Good, good.
The water is $1.
Yes, $1. The races, they start at 9, as I said, and they conclude once they are done for the day. So once everybody has concluded their, I think it's 3 heats, Eileen, is that correct?
Yeah, typically.
Okay. So once all of the teams have gone and completed their 3 heats, that is when the day concludes. So we can't really give you an exact time. Right now we have 20 teams. Our goal is to hit the high 30s or 40 where we max out, which would be great. So I'm told the last time we had 40 boats, we ended about 5 o'clock.
Yeah, give or take. And the good news, if I can kind of just add on where you're, is that we're seeing some club teams coming back from 2016 today, or 20, whatever the first one was, maybe 2016. But today Annapolis Dragon team joined on, so we were happy to see them come back. And so we're hoping the same thing happens as we move on. We're really in a good spot as far as having 21 boats at this point. You know, we do max out at 40, but we still have a month and a half left, more than that, 2.5 months. So we still have enough time to sell it out. And my sense is that we will get very close to a sellout. If not, definitely sell out. So we're going to be looking at a longer day.
Yeah, and I mean, even as it was last year with 20 boats, I think we wrapped up about 3. So
Right.
we're looking at 5 o'clock, but that's fine. And then at 5 o'clock, after all the teams have gone, there will be the award ceremony for all of the medals. We're still looking for volunteers, but we're getting, excuse me, we're getting some great leads. Borgata has already joined in to offer up some volunteers, so thank you for that. I see you on the call, Rosie. And Hard Rock as well. And then today I actually made a connection with someone over at Mainland who said they would like to have the crew team help us out. So that's fantastic.
That's great.
So another big change in being on the other side of the lake is when we were previously on the east side, the boats come right up onto the shore and you're able to step directly into the boat. Being on the west side of the lake, the boats will be right next to the dock. So you'll have to step into the boat off of the dock. And John Henderson was nice enough in helping us to secure some additional dock space so that we have room for loading all 3 boats at one time. All right. We're doing great on sponsorships. Of course, we could always use some more. So if anybody can help out in that department, please send them our way if they're interested in participating or sponsoring. We're ordering our medals, we're working on ordering our t-shirts, and we have about a handful of vendors so far secured as well. So again, if you know of anybody that's interested, anyone that attends craft fairs and festivals, and they would like to participate, please send them our way to sign up. All right, so Eileen, do you want to jump in with anything else you want to add there?
No, actually, I'm excited for it. Having done, probably this will be my 4th one. It's hard to remember because we missed that year, but I'm looking forward to this festival. I think it's going to be really successful. And, there's absolutely some challenges with being on the other side of the lake, particularly because we haven't done it before.
Mhm.
There may be a way where people actually like this side better. All of the tents are going to be beachfront.
Yes.
It's got a waterfront view, so we won't have that kind of competition about who's got the best view of the lake. So in that regard, I think it's going to be a real step up. But no, honestly, I think your handling is great, Jess. And if anybody, I think you should open it up for Q&A. Anybody has any questions regarding Regatta, the festival? Now's the time. You've got we're all on the line, including John Henderson. So.
And in fact, I'm looking up on my screen here. I was going to screen share the layout that John had sent over to me. So let me do that.
Used
I have a
crayons.
question about, you said that we could set up on Saturday. How secure will it be overnight?
We will have an overnight security officer there.
Okay, thank you.
I
Yes.
wouldn't recommend leaving anything of value, but to set up your tents, stuff like that,
Right.
awesome. And what we'll coordinate is a drop-off point as well. So if folks get there early enough, you'll be able to drop and then park versus, parking and then lugging stuff up. But what we'll do is Jess and I will get together and we'll establish an actual timeline for, when you can early drop stuff.
Great. So can everyone see this on your screen? The layout of the lake? Yes. Okay. So this yellow line here, this is where all of the team tents are going to be. So everyone has a waterfront view, as Eileen mentioned. Then here's the little limited VIP parking area that we have. All of the vendors will be in here. And then you can see the dock over here where you'll have to step off the dock into the boats. And over here is where everyone will get ready to go out on the next race.
And just to add Jess, I mean, we have like that little block there that says restrooms.
Yes.
There's going to be, maybe I'm not seeing it, but there's going to be a larger section of porta potties that are going to be lined up because this side of the lake doesn't have as many restrooms as the other side does. So we will be having those lined up. John, where did you say you were going to put those?
I'm gonna put them right behind the building. I don't want them super visible for photos and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, so they're gonna go right behind that building. There's no door. That represents, that blue block should represent probably about 20 porta potties.
Okay, got you.
I had a quick question, Jessica. It's Carla with AMI. How are you?
Jess, did you submit this to Christine?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything back, but I submitted it.
If she has questions, just have her call me directly.
Okay, thank you.
Jessica,
Yes.
this is Gail Smith, Annapolis Dragon Boat Club.
Yes.
Thank you for all your support.
Of course,
Um,
thank you.
It's been a few years since Annapolis has been to Gilda's, but we have very fond memories of that. Can you talk a little bit about the parking offside and the shuttle?
Sure, and I'm gonna ask maybe John to jump in on this. We're still kind of working out all of the particulars. Do you have a better idea of the actual locations, John?
I do. Let me, hold on.
And you will have a drop off the morning of also, because most of our folks will be coming up that morning, I think.
Yes, definitely.
Jess, if you can. Let's see. Let's see if I can shrink this. Bear with me. Jess, I'm going to jump on Google Maps for a second just to show you. Can you make sure that I have access to share the screen?
Let me see, sure, hang on. I think you can.
Okay. Give me just a second.
While he's doing that, I have a question. Are there any COVID stuff, restrictions, rules, whatever, anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Don't
at
lick
this point we're-
strangers.
What was that, John?
Don't lick strangers.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, I think at this point, we're just following the guidelines of the state, and there is no rules about wearing masks or social distancing or anything like that at this point. So it's really kind of a use your own judgment. You know, we certainly hope that anyone in attendance doesn't come if they're having any kind of symptoms. And we're all on the honor system for that, as we are every day.
Okay.
And don't lick strangers. All right, let's see.
Are you able to do the screen share, John?
I am jumping on right now.
Click her face.
I'm gonna click your face, Jess. Click in
Do
your
the
face.
outside. Yeah.
Does that right?
And then
All
want me
right.
to click
Your
something
screen.
else?
There we go.
post it.
Right that one,
Yep.
right? All right. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so Dragon Boat Festival is right here. This is the space that Jess showed you on that floor plan. The entrance is a long road, or it looks longer than it actually is, to the park. This is a gated park that comes through. The additional parking, what we're looking at, is the only thing that I've got to square up, because we have the ability to use here and here. The only thing that I have to secure is this space right here. So when we are parking, this lot, and ideally this lot will be parking. We will make special concessions for ADA as it applies to on-site, but of course, anybody who is ADA needs to make sure that they have the placard. After a certain time period, security won't let people drive back through where the Dragon Boat race is.
Will there be one shuttle bus or two or?
There'll be a couple.
Okay.
Before you jump off the map, John, this is Michelle from Hard Rock.
Hey, Michelle from Hard Rock.
Hello. I had asked Jessica, and we were speaking the other day, and I don't know if you got any more information on this, so I apologize. You said it was Matt from 22 Dragons? Yeah,
Mhm.
27. Do you know the direction of the races at this point in the lake?
Ideally, my recommendation, but it's ultimately up to Matt, is that we paddle out. You see my little cursor?
Yep.
That we paddle out to here and come this way. This way we can dock everybody relatively quickly, and what it'll do is it'll help expedite the day. Versus if we paddle this way and everybody has to paddle back tired, it's going to be harder. Plus, this gives everybody a warm up to get out to this direction, exactly like we did at the lighthouse. It really doesn't change it much.
Okay, thank you.
Now, we have in the past, so the first year we did the race, we loaded off of docks. And it really wasn't a big deal. It was relatively easy. We just need people to be mindful that, you know, we're loading in and off docks, and it's going to wiggle a little bit.
Understood.
About how far is the farthest parking area?
I would guesstimate half a mile.
Okay.
But like I suggest, and this will be in the packet that Jess sends out, if anybody can get set up, if you're bringing tents and whatnot, Saturday, awesome. Or early Sunday, I'll get with Jess and we'll figure out for how long we can allow cars to drop. You know, again, you know, and that's going to be pretty much stuck to team captains. So team captains will be kind of responsible for dropping and checking in and whatnot, because that's who we're going to identify their locations with. I mean, the good pieces, they're the fun pieces. There is not, like Eileen said earlier, there's not a bad spot on the lake for viewing.
Okay.
Anybody have any more questions about kind of this Maze Landing setup? Bueller. No? All right, we're good.
One more little thing. When we were speaking with Jessica, we talked about the place where we're going to sell bottled water and then raffles. I'm not sure if you're having any other raffles than the things that we're donating, but do you think it's feasible, or is it preferable that we do that all from one location / tent?
So where's the center? I would assume that the central location, Michelle, that we do all of the t-shirt sales, and I think, I mean, Jess, Eileen and I, we can talk this through, but I think that centralized location that is right by the announcements, you know, this way, you know, we're making the announcements and we're dragging people right to us. You know, I don't think it's a terrible idea to do all of that in that school where we keep score, where we post all of that, where we sell the t-shirts, all of
Right.
that in one location. Because everybody comes by that location, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is I'm just thinking ahead, like we're going to provide some volunteers, but if we do it like in one booth or table, then they could possibly do both. So, you know, we don't have to worry about how many volunteers we may or may not have, you know.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so if, Jess, did you have your floor plan?
Where'd it go? Let me click on here. Yeah. So yeah, right here is where the announcement stage is going to be and everything.
So yeah, Michelle, I would assume, look at us dueling little thingies. I would assume that we're gonna put it right here because it's pretty much centralized to everything, and then we can make the announcements. It'll also reinforce in my head as we're making announcements that it's right there to keep reminding people to come up and sign up for the raffles and whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that it's all in rows there. That's.
Yeah, so all the tents, so if you remember, we had some folks behind us, some folks, this will allow us to literally run almost every team to right here. Every piece has a visible view of what the boat course looks like. So
Okay.
essentially, most people will see the boats coming at them.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, you almost got a little show from a 5-year-old.
So it's first come, first serve for tents. So people that set up the night before, I guess, will have more of a
John, or
pick.
we're assigning them again like we have. in the
No,
past.
we're gonna assign them. If the first come, first serve is, I mean, we've got a lot of tents this, if we did first come, first serve, it would be absolutely chaotic.
Oh, okay, got it. Thank
So
you.
we'll assign everybody.
Okay.
So I've been to that side of the lake, but looking at a map and it's hard to visualize a little bit, like I'm actually there. So I know on the other side, when we've been there, like where our tent was, we kind of spilled out of the tent because we had so many people and people set their chairs up and it was a pretty casual atmosphere. But then being in rows like that, do you foresee us being able to do that?
So here's what's cool, and unfortunately I'd love to take everybody on a class trip out there. The top of it actually has a nice little rolling hill that goes in. I'm going to put all the tents along the top of the hill. The hill gives people the opportunity to kind of sit on the lawn and watch from the hill. So the spilling out, you're not going to spill out in front of anybody else's tents because there's so much space between you and the little beached area. Like there is a significant amount of room, but there's flat space behind us, so you'll be able to spread out behind you, and people will be able to sit in the lawn. I mean, I would highly suggest people bring blankets and whatnot just to kind of chill out on the lawn.
Okay.
The space is pretty. It's very pretty. It's got a little slope to it where I think people are really gonna, other than the slope, people spilling their beer, but then they're gonna have to buy another beer. That's another donation. But yeah, I think there's some pros and cons to each side of the lake. I think one of the major pros to this, is the way people are going to be able to observe the race versus how we did it in prior years. And listen, we're going back to the other side of the lake next year. This is, what we had to work with. So we're really making it work. But Eileen and I talked in detail about it one day, and there are a lot of pros to this side of the lake. The only real con is the parking piece.
Okay.
And bathrooms. Bathrooms is a con too. But.
Great.
So are the bathrooms all porta potties?
Yes.
Okay.
And the 3 heats are qualifying, semi, and final.
I think that is correct. Yes.
I believe so. I actually wish Matt from 22 Dragons was on the call. And unfortunately, Matt wasn't able to make this call. But yes, it's going to be as it always has been. None of that has changed. He will have, Matt typically, he will separate the categories. We will have, the BCS, we'll have the ACS, we will have the, all the female paddlers. He sorts all of that out for us. We're very grateful to him, but that's his charge. But I don't see that anything is going to be any different than any of our previous festivals.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any other questions or comments from anybody?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. John, anything else from you?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
And so all of the information is going to be coming to us after registration.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And John and I still have a lot to do as far as, exactly where the parking will be and exactly what times we can do for drop-offs and the exact location as well for those drop-offs.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
we want to make sure we have all the details outlined before we give you that information.
Sure.
And Jess, will you be scheduling a captain's meeting?
Yes.
Okay,
Will we do it like this, like a Zoom captain's meeting?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Robots.
It works.
It does.
Does. I think you get more attendance this way now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll do a captain's meeting.
So
Is
the
that,
captain's meeting will be closer to,
that's what I was just gonna say. What, about a
Race
week
day?
out, Eileen, you think?
What's that, Jess?
About a week out for the captain's
You
meeting?
might want to go a little further out from that. Maybe
Okay.
2 weeks out.
2 weeks, okay.
Yeah, and then we bump up against the holiday and all that. I think 2 weeks is good. By 2 weeks, we're pretty clear
Mhm.
our, logistics. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. So yeah, this meeting was recorded. So if you think anybody else on your team or that you'd like to have join would benefit from any of the information on tonight's call, we'll be sending this out tomorrow. So you can certainly send it along. And at any point, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. We're really excited and looking forward to a great event.
We are too.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So we might do another one of these as well before the captain's meeting, as we hopefully get more boats registered. And you're welcome to join again if you'd like, but no hard feelings if you sit out, because it'll be a lot of the same information again.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and possibly, Jess, particularly for anybody that's participating from the casinos, they have shifts, differences that we made
Mhm.
during the day so that we can accommodate those that are working at night.
Yeah, we can do a daytime one.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Good job, Jess.
Oh, thank you, John.
Great job, Jess.
Thank you, guys. All right. Well, have a good night and we'll all be in touch.
All right. Thank you all.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks.